want to make room, make time in your daily schedule to do some new things, work on some new goals or projects, the first thing that you need to do is to optimize your time and energy, and that too on a daily basis. And the simplest way to do that is to calendar block the obvious stuff. And let me show you how you can do that without feeling confused or overwhelmed. So the first thing that you need to do is to list down the major categories of tasks or responsibilities you have in your personal life and in your work life. So you can make two separate columns. For example, in your personal life, you may have to take care of certain household chores. You may have to, of course, make time for like personal stuff, let's say salon visits, dentist appointments and all of that stuff, or maybe making time to do your workouts, take care of your health and all of that stuff, right? In your work life, you may list specific projects that you are working on, or maybe you are responsible for coordinating with your teams or something like that. So just list down the major, like maybe some big tasks, or mostly the category of tasks or responsibilities that you know that you have to do in your personal life and in your work life. Now the next thing that you need to do is to look at the list that you just made and identify any tasks or responsibilities that you can delegate to someone else. And if you want to tell me that nobody helps me at home, at work, etc., etc., I really want you to give it a serious thought, because here is the thing: if you don't make any effort in saving your time or just managing your energy and time, you can like end up complaining about time and how nobody helps you all your life, and honestly nobody is going to give a damn. Okay, so you have to be smart and you have to put your ego on the side, and you have to make sure that you get over the idea of perfection. Yes, there are certain things that only you can do the best, and probably you should be tackling that, but there are also certain things that can be done by someone else, maybe in a different way than you would do, okay, or maybe a little slower, or maybe not to that level that you can do, but maybe it's not also that important. So you have to be really honest in asking this question to yourself: what are some tasks or responsibilities that I can share, I can delegate with someone else? And it applies to your personal life and your work life. So at home, are there any tasks or responsibilities that you can possibly share with other members, a roommate, a husband, partner, spouse, or a parent, or a sibling, or a kid, like whatever? And again, do not be afraid to ask for help. Even if someone can assist you a little bit, can also save you a lot of time and energy. Okay, so I want you to first believe that you are worthy of getting help. Okay, and from that huge list that I'm assuming that you just made about your task and responsibilities, I'm sure there must be 1, 2, or 3 things at least that you can find someone to delegate to, or maybe you can find at least someone to assist you with that task or tasks, whatever those are. Okay, and once you start thinking in that direction, I also want you to write down the names of those people, or let's say if you are running a business, you can outsource a certain thing that you do in your business or in your work or whatever. Just write down the names or the roles of people that you can delegate that work to, even if you do not have a yes from them yet. Okay, just write it down, and what I want you to do is, like, once you're done watching this video, just think about how you can talk to them in a positive way. Okay, I think if you are doing things for the right reason, you are going to get success in that. Okay, so just write down the names. I just don't want you to think of it and then forget it. Write down the names and just think of how can you talk to them and how can you request them, or like just like whatever. You have to communicate. Okay, do not be scared to communicate your needs. Do not be scared to ask for help. Now the next step is to identify the tasks and responsibilities that you can totally delete from your list. Yes, I'm saying totally delete from your list. And Often we are designed to work in a way we just fill our time with stuff. Okay, we just somehow think that we need to do this and we need to do that, but if we really pay attention, I'm sure there are a lot of things that all of us do that we can totally do without. Okay, we do not really have to do all of those things. So again, it applies to your personal life, it applies to your work life. So be very honest and look at that list of tasks that you just made and ask yourself that, is there something in there that I can like literally delete, literally cut out, like something that you are thinking that you need to do but it's not really your responsibility. So ask yourself, is this thing so important that I need to do? Okay, that's number one. And also, especially in case of your work responsibility, just ask yourself that these things that you have written, the roles and responsibilities, like, are you really compensated enough for it? Okay, now I'm not asking you to like take a rash decision, and I'm not saying that you're going to slam a list of tasks on your boss's face and say like, this is not my job. I'm not saying that, but again, I'm really encouraging you to think of it in a smart way. If you think that there are certain things that you are not really compensated enough for, or maybe there are certain things that you are doing just to please a boss, maybe there are things that you're just doing to please a co-worker or a team member, and once or twice, like every once in a while, we do like to help teammates, colleagues, like whoever, that's okay. But if that's a constant habit of yours, people can really take advantage of that, and again, it's going to suck your time, your energy, and you will be like, again, like you will have no idea where your time went. Okay, so again, I want you to be smart about it. So once you have filtered and optimized your list of tasks and responsibilities, let's talk about how you can practically save some time and energy on a day-to-day basis. So grab your list of tasks and responsibilities and ask yourself how many hours per week I need to dedicate to each one of them, and write it down. And then ask yourself, are there any specific days that you can probably schedule to do all of those things? I know not everything can be scheduled, especially when it comes to work, right? Again, even at work, there are certain tasks that we know that we will have to do. Let's say answering to emails, or making certain calls, or maybe coordinating with the team or something like that. Okay, and of course, in our personal lives, there are actually a lot of tasks that we can actually schedule and pre-plan, okay, that we do on repeat. So just ask yourself, can you schedule some specific days for some of these tasks to reduce the overheads associated with getting those things done or getting those tasks done? So for example, one way I like to save my time and energy is by filming at least 2 to 3 long form videos every time I'm filming, and I like to do that on specific days of the week. So maybe twice or thrice a week for long form videos like this one. Okay, and the reason I like to do that is because it helps me reduce a lot of overhead. And by that, what I mean is, every time I have to film, I have to do my makeup, my hair, set the camera, and all of that stuff. Okay, and it takes a lot of like time and energy and momentum to come in front of camera and then speak and all of that stuff. Okay, so every time I'm putting in that effort, I want to make the most of it. So that's just one example. So similarly, if you can do some repeated tasks on certain days, or maybe batch similar tasks on specific days, or maybe at like certain times of the day. For example, at work, you could have like 1 or 2 time blocks where you specifically answer to emails or make calls and things of that nature. Like, this is just an example, but you know how you can batch things together. And the most important thing that you need to do to make all of this work is to make sure that you put all these daily, weekly, monthly tasks on your calendar. And remember, we are talking about here things that we already know that we are doing day in and day out at home, at work, and all of that. Okay, so now when you need to do something new, something extra for yourself, for your career, for your work on a new goal or project, you would know how and where to find the time. You just have to look at your calendar. Okay, and you may need to like reshuffle, rearrange to, you know, just like a game of puzzle, but you will have like a practical way to creating and making time and room in your daily schedule for doing other stuff, for doing new things, for creating change and all of that. Okay, and we are going to talk more about it, because as we move ahead in this journey of 90 days to change, we are going deeper and deeper into setting goals, saving time and energy, and a lot of amazing stuff. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.